Thank you very much, Mwehaki. Mwehaki is our chairperson for the MobiGirlz committee. So just to welcome you all, I can see we are around 30 participants. So good morning and happy International Girls in ICT Day to each one of you. It's really great to have you here. Please do feel free to share the link and tell more participants, more ladies to join in the webinar. It's going to be a fun one. So so this is our program for the day. We have already had the welcoming message and opening prayer. I shall be doing a bit of a MobiGirlz overview, just because I know some of the ladies here don't know about MobiGirlz and how MobiGirlz came about. We'll be having a bit of an icebreaker, and then we'll deep dive to our great and phenomenal industry leaders and speakers for the day, Mercy Kwambai, Joy D, and then we'll have a bit of a break. Then we'll have Tabitha Kavyu. And then a little twist to it that we added this year is that we'll have ladies, the MobiGirlz community, specifically those who are part of Immobilis and are currently doing the full stack software development. So they will be showcasing their portfolios. So we had around 26 basically submit their portfolios, and now we'll have the top 5 just presenting what they've done, and we're really, really excited to see that. And then the judges will announce the winners, and then we close off. So it's going to be quite an interactive webinar. So glad to have you all here. Some of the ground rules that we just want to make sure that the webinar flows smoothly is: 1, make sure you use your official name when joining the webinar. It really helps us to understand who is actually in the call. Please ensure your microphone is muted so as to avoid distractions, and utilize the chat feature for any questions you might have. So just moving on quickly to the hashtags of the day. We have hashtag Girls in ICT Day. Our team in the office will also put this on the chat section so that it's easier for you. If you want to tweet about the session, which we do encourage you to do, please use these hashtags. Sorry. And also on the right, our Immobilis and MobiGirlz handles. So yeah. So yes, basically that's going to be the flow of the day. Sorry for that. We have our amazing speakers, Tabitha, Mercy, and Joy. We'll get to know them a bit more as we go. So let me go to the second agenda, which is the MobiGirlz overview. So just give me a few minutes. So that I can share my screen. Okay, so diving right in, this will just be a short overview of what MobiGirlz is and how MobiGirlz is intertwined with Immobilis. So yes, as a brief background, because I know many of you already know about Immobilis, it's a 12-year digital hub that is located in Westlands. We are accredited by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. And over the very many years that we have been around, we have been awarded numerous achievements and awards, one being for the Diversity and Inclusion National Award back in 2020. We also won the Presidential Digital Talent Program back in 2020 as well. And we were named the best use of ICT in education back in 2016. So these are some of the partners and many others that we have worked with over the years. And for the MobiGirlz program, this year, we were awarded this Nobel Award by the ITU, International Telecommunications Union, whereby MobiGirlz was nominated as the top voted in the category of enabling environment. So this was out of 900 projects that were submitted and 360 that were nominated. So it was really inspiring to see our efforts in driving and in supporting young women in ICT be recognized. So our MD actually went for this award all the way in Geneva, Switzerland. So to give you a bit of a background of MobiGirlz, sorry, we launched in 2016, and this was after finding out that many of our students were boys. So just to be able to empower them, we had a program called MobiGirlz, whose main aim is to advance, train, and mentor young women in technology. So over the years, we've conducted a number of programs, and we have been able to train over 220 young women in this particular program. So we'll be going through the first ever SEED award that we won was back in 2016. And I'm happy that one of our speakers is actually a beneficiary of this SEED award. She'll be telling more about this. But yeah, back in 2016, we were able to win the first SEED grant. And one of the students actually made an application that was noticed by the UN Habitat. It was just one that could detect sewer leakages. This is a picture and image of the awardees, the girls who actually underwent the program. You could see there were there were prizes whereby one student even won a phone. Second up, another program that we've been able to have is in Global Editathon, whereby in 2018, we were able to hold an editathon that was held by the Internet Society. So they selected MobiGirlz for this particular task, where they were able to identify women in ICT and now feature them in Wikipedia. So it was very exciting to see the girls just researching women in ICT, models, mentors, and now featuring them on Wikipedia. So the Google Africa Code Week, this is an initiative by Google, whereby in 2017, MobiGirlz was selected, and we were able to train kids between 9 and 17 years. So on the right, you can see some images of the kids, and our lecturer, who was also an alumni, Alela, who was just taking through the kids using the Scratch program. Okay, next up is the MobiGirlz MIT App Inventor training. So this is a training that we had back in 2019. It was a 2-week training on entrepreneurship, web development, graphic design, and also app development using the MIT App Inventor. On the right, you can see bright young ladies just happy with the program. So this particular program was in sponsorship with different companies. So we had Advanta Kenya, Megacap, Upscale Furnishings, Genovate, whereby these different companies actually sponsored the young girls. So some of them did partial scholarships, part of them actually did full scholarships for the young girls. So at the end of it all, the young ladies came up with a business plan and website. So they were grouped into 2 teams, and they came up with website and business plan. So these are just images from the particular class, and you can see a cash prize for the winners of this particular event. Another bootcamp that we conducted in 2019 was the graphic design bootcamp. So for this one, is the students were self-sponsored, so they came in, paid the fees. But now the twist to it is that the winner actually got a contract to design a logo and banner for the intersex community. So amongst for this particular program, we had Kenya National Commission of Human Rights being part of the panel, and it was just exciting to see, out of the skills that they learned, they actually won a contract. So these are just some of the the ways that we do partner with different organizations and sponsors to be able to help the young girls in this particular MobiGirlz program. Yeah, and just the day when receiving certificates. And then we have the Safaricom Technovation Challenge. So as Immobilis, we have MobiGirlz program. We have been able to be part of the judges during this program, where normally the high school girls will actually present their ideas, the innovations that they've been working on. So we have been privileged to be part of the panel, whereby we offer judging and coaching to these young girls. Yeah. And a program that was done way back in 2015 was a STEM camp program. This was offered in Kenya and Nigeria. And so for this particular program, we had students who were between 19 to 24, who actually now, it was literally a camp, go in a particular area and stay there for 2-3 weeks, and then you are trained on different careers now, basically in the STEM field. So this was a very exciting program, not only because it was in Kenya, but also we were able to expand our wings to even Nigeria and impact the girls in Nigeria. Yes. So we also, over and beyond the training programs that we do provide, we always like to do job linkages, because we believe once you have now learned the programming, the whatever skills that you have, it's now very important to actually actualize this in a working environment. So some of the ways that MobiGirlz has linked girls to jobs, one is that as Immobilis, we've actually hired a number of alumni. So these alumni have worked in different departments. It could be part of the digital skills program. We've hired lecturers as part of the team. Some have been hired as the administration team. So whenever we have any openings and any available slots, we always like to go back to alumni and see how we can support them, and even just make sure that they feel supported and they can actually utilize the skills that they've learned. Some of our alumni have gone ahead to work at Google and Facebook. We have Alela, the right that you can see. She was part of the first seed grant that we ever won, and then she became a lecturer, moved on to become a digital skills trainer. And then from there, she was able to transition to Google, which was quite exciting. Below, you can see Carol Karaoke. She was part of the program, and she attained a partial scholarship. And after this, after the skills that she learned at Immobilis, she was able to even land a job at Facebook, which is quite exciting. We actually have a current opening. One of our alumni reached out to us, and this is an opening that we have actually even stated in the MobiGirlz WhatsApp group. So I just want to reach out to it. The team here will post it on the chat section in case you are looking for a job and you are qualified. It's for a mobile app and PHP developer, preferably a lady. And then the monthly retainer is 30,000 plus bonuses on achievement of set targets. So I'll have our team put these details in the chat section. Make sure you apply, because this is an opportunity that one of our alumni came directly to us, and would like to extend this opportunity to anyone who falls in this category and feels like, yeah, this is something that they'll be able to do. So kindly, my team, just make sure you put this in the chat section. These are the testimonials from previous alumni, as you can clearly see. And then we have a video, but I'll play this video a bit later on so that it does not eat into our time. So these are just some of the webinars we've been able to do. We've been able to do webinars since 2020 with phenomenal speakers, and we are always so glad to have the speakers be ready to speak to our audience, to speak to our ladies and offer their advice, offer their time, and offer their input in order to uplift and help more young women to understand the ICT sector. So these are just some of the various International Girls in ICT Day webinars we've done in the previous years, and we were even glad that we've been able to do one this year. So we did an e-meet and greet last year, just to be able to sync with the previous cohorts of MobiGirlz, just to see how far they are, what they're doing. We were able to invite alumni to speak to the girls. And this was mainly to revive the MobiGirlz community. Currently, we have a MobiGirlz WhatsApp group. We'll be sharing the link a bit later. If you feel you want a community that will enable you to just, be supported by other young women in the field, in the space, you'd like to receive maybe mentorship, you'd like to hear of opportunities, because time and time again, we do post opportunities, whether it be scholarship opportunities, job opportunities. We like to post it in the group so that whoever feels like they want to apply for this job, sometimes you don't know where these jobs are. So that's what we do as the community. So right now we have over actually 120 young girls in the community, and we are open to receiving more and more women to join. Just last week, we had a UI UX workshop. So this UI UX workshop was for the MobiGirlz community to enable them to understand more about UI UX, how it impacts them when they are creating a project, creating a portfolio. And we had a speaker who was very experienced in the field, who has been doing the UX design for such a long time, and they were able to share their insights. The ladies were able to ask so many questions, and our aim is to do more workshops that actually impact and help you as women in tech. So that's basically it from my end. I know I might have taken a bit more time, sorry for that. So that's basically it about, okay, I can already see some questions. So yes, we will be sharing the link to the different, okay, right now we have a WhatsApp group because the Slack channel was not working well for us. So our team will share the link to the WhatsApp group. Now I'd just like to have a small icebreaker from our team member, Susan. If you're in the call, would you kindly just, something to liven up the girls, because I know I've been talking for so long. So in case you have any questions, I can take maybe 1 or 2 questions as Susan sets up, so that we can have our icebreaker, and then we'll begin with our first speaker exactly at 10:30. We want to make sure we are on time, because I know today is quite an exciting webinar that has a lot of things. So we want to make sure that we keep time on everything, on the speakers and also on the portfolio presentations. So our first speaker will be going up at 10:30, but now we can give time to Susan Sulubu to give us a bit of an icebreaker. So Susan, are you on the call?
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Claire. I hope your day is going on well. So we'll just do a quick game, an easy peasy one. I think we did it last time, but we will do it for those who are not here. And those who won, I remember you guys, hakuna kushinda tena. So we will do a game whereby it's the letter game. You name a city, a food, type of food, and a car, type of a car, starting with the letter that I will give. And I think Miriam will be checking on the chat box. The first one will be the winner, and there might be a prize for the winners. So let's start with letter R. Name a city, just type name a city, food, and type of a car, starting with letter R. Typing, guys. Okay. Okay, you can see Mabel named the 3 of them. Rom, Rolls-Royce, Rice. Then we have Michelle Mwangi, Rungai, Rubies and Royce. Then we have Atieno Omolo, Rwanda Ramen, Rolls-Royce. Rwanda is a country. Atieno Yumekutoa. Then Salomenderu, we have Rio. Okay, oh yeah, Rio in Brazil. Then we have Rice and it's not Land Rover. It's Land Rover, land. So that one is out. We have Catherine Luchiri. Rome, Rice, Range Rover. Yes, it's Range, okay. Then we have Rabat, Range Rover, Rice. That is Ivan Joroge. We have Rosa Kini, Rolls-Royce, Rome and Rice. You guys are not copying the first person. We have Range Rover, Russia. Russia is a country. Price, we have Ment. There's not Ment Range Rover. Okay. Umepitwa. Rome, Roti. Roti ni? Okay, ile hawaindi. Roti, Royce. Royce Rolls. Wow. Range Rover. Wow. Maureen, that's a no. Then kuna Rover. What is Rover? Rome, rice. We have, okay. Miriam, hope you're taking note of the very first person who was Mabel Michelle. I think she got them right. Then we can do, let's do letter T very fast. Then I can take it back to Claire. Letter T. The ones who are typing the three of them at once, they are most likely to win. Yes, Toyota Tokyo T. Okay, that is Salome. Ivy Liz, Tokyo Toyota T. Tokyo Tulips Toyota. Michelle Mwangi. Okay, guys, continue typing. Tunis Taco Toyota. Okay, Tunis is a country. Ama, okay. So Miriam, kindly note down the winners for letter R and now T. We have Naomi Olango, T Toyota, Thika. Okay, that's a good one. Toyota, Turmeric, and Toronto, Maureen Saitia. Then maybe the last two and we can go back to Claire. Rosa Kinyi, that is Tree Tomato, Taipei Toyota. You've even, it's Tree Tomato or it's Tree then Tomato. Okay. Then you have Maureen Moirori. Tunis is a city in Tunisia. Okay, thank you. Okay. Sawa. So thank you guys. We'll announce the winners towards the end of the webinar. Thank you, Claire.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Susan, for that icebreaker. Thank you so much for that. At least now imechangamsha watu kidogo. So I think we are set to actually begin with our first speaker. So please ensure, in case you have any question, we have Susan on the chat section, we have Miriam on the chat section. They'll be sure to answer any question that you might have. And even if you have a speaker question, as we go along, please do put it in the chat section. So yeah, without further ado, let me just share my screen for a minute so that I can, as we prepare to begin with our first speaker. Okay, so let me share my screen now. So our first speaker is Mercy Kwambai. Mercy Kwambai is a service delivery specialist at World Food Program. She's a Women Tech Makers lead and mentor for East Africa. And of course, she'll be sharing more about herself. And yeah, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Mercy to be part of us. Mercy, maybe if you can just put on your video so that we can kickstart the conversation with you. Yay. Hi, Mercy.
Hi, Claire. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
So very excited to have you here, Mercy. I think we'll dive right into the questions. So yeah, just, introduce yourself and share more about yourself, your journey. Remember, you mentioned that one of our ladies was part of the MobiGirlz first ever Seed Award. So yeah, just, share more about yourself.
Okay, thank you. And I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here with all of you. Just to introduce myself, my name is Mercy Kwambai. I am a software developer and a person who is passionate about UX and product. Let me just do my journey and then, yeah, you'll get to know what I do. So my journey started back in high school, where I did computer studies in high school. And then I got to campus, chose to do computer science, also of a default, since I did computer studies in high school. Then I got to last year, was a bit confused with everything. And then now I applied for the seed funding program to MobiGirlz, the first cohort in 2016. I have just seen my photo somewhere there. Yeah, so that was a big plus for me, because now I got to practically learn code, build a website, build a mobile app to detect where matatu stages are in town. You know, when you go to town, sometimes you don't know where the matatu stages are. So I built an application on that. And then I got back to school, continued with school, joined various communities, did a lot of internships while in school, and then finished, got one internship after school, and then got my first job as a software developer at UNEP, and then transitioned into my role now that it's called service delivery specialist. So what that means is I work with software developers, data scientists, and the work program uses is usable, the needs of the user. So that's my daily work every day. So I do a lot of analysis, lots of tests, lots of surveys, and writing scripts to ensure that all things are running well on like with the applications that I support. Yes, that's my short journey. I know you'll have questions later on, but yeah, that's just a bit of it. Yeah.
Okay, quite interesting and exciting to see how you've transitioned from creating your first, website to now actually dealing with software developers, data scientists. That's really exciting, and hope also encouraging someone who's just starting out in the tech field and they're just a bit blurry. So I'm sure working with different companies, has had its own challenges. So maybe mention some of the challenges that you have experienced as a woman in tech, and maybe the strategies or how you were able to overcome these challenges.
Maybe I can share two challenges that I faced over time. Of course, this is one challenge that everyone faces, which is called imposter syndrome. I think while transitioning through from like the background I was to now a new role, I have felt imposter from time to time. That I knew, and I think I gave to try and to learn and also just be good at what I do. So I was really imposter, feeling like I don't deserve to be here. I constantly felt like my colleagues knew more than me, and I think going backwards, what I did to help myself with this is actually the things I don't know. And so I would dedicate lots of time, and even my evenings and my nights would be spent in learning these things so that I actually deserve to be there. I actually know what I'm doing, and I can even teach my colleagues who have been there for longer than me. And that's how I was able to be able to fight the imposter syndrome, and even encourage other people who it's a feeling that comes and goes from time to time. And I've been able to even encourage my fellow colleagues. Besides that, there's one time where I felt very challenged or being looked down upon by my male colleagues who are older and much more experienced and all. That wasn't a good time in my career. But I think what I did, again, like what I did in the imposter syndrome, is that I really got good at what I do. I really went to study, and so that when they even look down up, they don't have anything to look down upon you when, because now you know what you're doing. It's not like they know. With friends, because it's very discouraging sometimes. Am I breaking, or can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, it's a bit shaky at some point.
Okay, let me just change my network.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Okay, let's just give Mercy a few minutes to just change her network. I'm not even sure if I actually introduced myself. When beginning this webinar, I think I was just so ready for us to start, but my name is Claire Karani. I'll be your moderator for this session. Mercy, are you with us now?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Oh.
You can continue.
Oh. Okay, yeah, as I was saying, talking about being looked down upon, I think it helped to talk to people who have undergone this before, and also just getting encouragement from my friends and just them telling me, yeah, you're good, yeah, you deserve to be there. Yeah, it was a very good encouragement. Yeah, thank you. That's what I can answer. Yeah.
Okay, great. I think your examples are very relatable. So I hope the girls are learning a thing or two, because these challenges, maybe you've not yet faced them, but maybe you may come across them and might need advice on them. So Mercy, maybe if I can just ask, what role do you think mentorship and networking has helped you in your career, especially now that we have maybe ladies who are literally just starting off, or maybe who want to transition into tech? So maybe what do you think the role of mentorship and networking has?
Let me take you back a bit to while I was in campus. I joined my first tech event to attend was called it was a women tech makers event. And from there, I got to it's just a mind-blowing event for me because we had so many remarkable ladies who have done amazing things, not only in Kenya, but in the whole world. Through that, I got to reach out to some of them, like 2 of them, just asking for guidance and mentorship. And one of them agreed to be my mentor. So from time to time, we would meet, talk. She would challenge me to do more than what I'm doing in class. I would constantly go and volunteer in different places. I would apply for internships, even though I'm in school. I would go after school to just a tech space or a tech hub to see what people are doing, to learn. And she was the one who challenged me to do these things. And she, in a long way, was able to guide my journey in tech. She used to review my CVs. She used to challenge me to apply for these jobs, even though I am not very qualified because I'm still in school. So I think that was a very big contributor into my journey in tech. And all through campus, I was able to get mentored by her, and also joined a mentorship community or a mentorship program that is called Kamilimu, where I met Claire, and through that I've been able to see the value of mentorship, because sometimes we as students, we are mainly confused. Sometimes we don't know what to do. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of tech stacks to learn. Sometimes if you don't know the path that you're taking, you really would need some guidance. For myself, I think mentorship is a very important role, but it plays a very big role in our tech journeys. But I think it should be in both ways. Not only are you being mentored, but also mentor others. So at the same time, as I was being mentored by my mentor in campus, I also mentored some other girls. So getting something and also giving it back to the girls that were behind me in first year and in second year. And they have become great women in the tech space today. And I'm so happy to see the work that they continue doing. And yeah, it's an achievement for everyone when people succeed. So it's not just only you succeed, but as we succeed, all of us as women in tech, and as we support each other, goes in a long way to make a difference in the community. Yeah.
I love that. I love the fact that you were being mentored, you also use those skills to mentor others, because that's the same way you also help other ladies who are struggling and have challenges, because you already know what that is. So you go ahead and actually assist. So that's amazing. That's really nice, Mercy. So you have mentioned some communities. So could you just tell us some of the supportive communities within the tech industry that now have helped you become who you actually are now?
Yeah. And just before I list the list of the communities, I would encourage all of you to join communities, because through communities is where you get to know what's happening in the world, what skill is marketable. If you're interested maybe in UX, you will get into a community where like there are very experienced people in UX, and you're able to get guidance and just not walk through the muddy road, but actually get to know what's happening, what you can learn, what is valuable, how to remain relevant, and also just make friends. I think tech people are very friendly people. So people will always be willing to help. People would share information, and through that you will grow. So I would really encourage you to join. And there are many communities in Nairobi and in Kenya. I will just mention a few that have helped me in my journey as I grow. I would mention Google Developer groups in Nairobi, where I help to organize events for them. And through that, I've been able to grow in my leadership. Also, I've been able to network. Another group is called Women Tech Makers Nairobi. I would encourage all of you to join, because we create a group of women who are in tech and support each other, learn together, share skills, and just offer mentorship to one another. There's UI UX Nairobi, there's UX Kitchen, because I'm interested in design, so I'm part of these communities. I am part of Microsoft Learn because I'm interested in our platform and the things that go on that side. I'm also a member of a Masters at Product. You see the way I am focusing the communities that have helped me to what I want to do or what I'm interested in. Yes, and there's communities like Kamilimu that came out after the mentorship program that I went through. Yes, I would mention those are the few. Depending on what stack you would like, there are so many communities. There's where to begin. There is a community for React developers. There's an Android 254 community. There's a Flutter community in Nairobi. Just do a simple search on Google or look on Twitter. You will find like more information on whatever community you're looking for. Yeah, and I would encourage all of you to join a community or 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing so many communities. But as Mercy has said, this is not the end. There are so many communities that you can join. She's just mentioned some of the communities that have helped her. So feel free. I can already see here. Can you list the communities? Wow, people are just overwhelmed, but yeah, there are quite a number. Yeah, after the speaking, she'll do that. She'll mention some of them. And maybe now just moving on to last question is, how do you balance this personal life, professional life? And, is there a balance? And basically, what would you advise young women looking to pursue a career in tech?
Yeah. So this is the $1 million question that is
Yeah.
always asked all the time. How do you balance? So I think it goes to knowing yourself, really, because different things works for different people. Some people are really can balance it really well. Some people need like lots of rest to be able to balance. Some people would take some quality time off just to ensure they are in check with everything else. But how I balance my life, so I ensure that my 9:30 to 4 p.m. every day is dedicated to work, and I try as much as possible to have a to-do list every single day in order of priority, so that to ensure that all my tasks are done, and I keep tabs of the things I need to do, the things I haven't done, and give myself good amount of time during the day to do these things. Then my evenings and weekends are split in between going for events, spending time with family and friends, church and traveling and hiking and resting. So I know this sounds a lot for just evenings and weekends. So what I ensure that I do that I ensure my evenings are for sleeping, like not evenings, my nights. I ensure that I get good night sleep, because me, if I don't sleep well, I will not function. So I think it goes on to you knowing yourself, understanding how you function, and just even throwing yourself into situations where you are burnt out and you have work, and see how you handle yourself in these situations, and working backwards to ensure that you are on like you deliver your work, you rest, and you ensure that your other social life goes on well. Yes, and I think it's a journey. It's not that you need to have this like on point. Sometimes you will go to work burnt out. Sometimes you will feel like you need some rest in the middle of the day. This is an indication that your body is functioning and it needs rest. So learn from time to time, and don't give yourself pressure. But learn as you go on. Continue trying your best to balance your life so that you give the best to every part that you are in your work, in your family, with your friends, and in anything else that you do. You ensure that you give your best in all of that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mercy. Yeah, thank you so much, Mercy, for that. I think those are actually my questions. Thank you so much for being such a great fast speaker. I can already see on the chat we have one question from Hilda. You've said you did computer science. Do you have any platforms that you would encourage to learn coding? Because not everything is taught in school.
Yes, that is true. Not everything is taught in school, and most of these things we learn on the side. For example, no one would come and teach you Flutter in class, and that's what is happening right now. That's like something interesting that you would desire to learn. So where to learn? Because there's so many platforms and so many. My opinion would be what works for you. That's not a really good answer, but what works for you. For example, if it's something like a Google, let me give a good example. Maybe you want to learn something like Android. Android is a Google product, and Google have very many resources on Android. So you can go ahead and study Android through the Google developer platform that they have. But I would recommend two platforms. One is called Free Code Camp. Yeah, you would get videos, you would get videos, both videos and like course content that flows like from module 1 to module 2 to module 3. And something else I found really, and Free Code Camp is free, so yeah, you don't need to pay for it. And then there are sites like Udemy and Pluralsight, which I found really useful in my growth personally. So I would encourage you to explore online. And also, as I told you about communities, you can join a community where people, maybe you want to learn, let's say, Angular, and you will ask people in the Angular community to advise you, because now I cannot advise you about Angular because I don't know like the best platform to learn Angular from. So again, that's another encouragement to join a community. Yeah, but check out Free Code Camp. And depending on the stack that you're learning, you can like look for the way Android is based on Google, and Google have a million resources on that. So you can check out that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Mercy. I can also see Joy has also responded to the same question, and given a link to Harvard CS50 course. So thank you so much for that. The last question here, this is the last question we take for Mercy, so that we can move on. Could you please tell us how we can get free internships, where to apply for like free beginner internships? So, okay.
Yeah, so about internships, I think from time to time, different companies post internships on their websites, and this again are shared in communities on Twitter. If you are just in the circles of tech people, tech groups, you will be able to see these internships. And also if you know you want to work maybe for a company like Safaricom, you can like subscribe to get notified when they open opportunities, or they open their recruitment for internships, and you can apply. Yes, so I would encourage you to join these communities because they share many opportunities for internships, for jobs, and all the jobs are listed on LinkedIn, on just a simple Google search, and also on the websites of this company. So you can always be on the lookout. If you can be sending your CVs just in case they have an opportunity, and also ask someone, like you know someone works somewhere. You can like inbox them, ask them, do you know if there's any opportunity, or you can reach someone on LinkedIn and ask if there are opportunities in their organization. Yeah, there are many ways to get wind of news on internship or openings. Yeah.
Great, I love it. Thank you so much for that, Mercy. I see the conversation is still going on in the chat.
Yeah,
I think some of them here you'll just chat later as you're done. But thank you so much, Mercy, for that. I truly appreciate your time. Keep on. We'll now move on to our second speaker. Thank you, Mercy.
Thank you.
So that was Mercy Kwambai, our first speaker. I'm sure from her you've already, guys, you've learned a lot. You've learned communities, you've been shared experiences, challenges, etc. And now we would like to move on to our second speaker. Our second speaker's name is Joy B. Let me just share my screen so that you can see her. Oh, she's already here. Wow. Hi, Joy.
Hi, Claire.
Okay, so let me just do a quick intro. So Joy is an experienced technology professional currently working as a product manager at the Microsoft Africa Development Center in Nairobi. And she will share more about herself. Not just that, she's a lot of things, but yeah. So let me just move straight ahead. Let's begin our conversation. So Joy, just, tell us more about yourself, your journey, and who exactly is a product manager? That's a question that we actually received from the form. Yeah, so maybe you can expand on that as well.
Okay, sure. Maybe I can start by talking a bit about myself and just my journey in technology, just the same way that Mercy did. And it's interesting that all the speakers today are people that we met with at a mentorship program we were part of called Kamilemu. So that's just again to reiterate what Mercy said on the importance of communities, because you build relationships with people that help you years in the future and give you opportunities and very many good things in your life. So my name is Joy B. I'm currently working as a product manager at the Microsoft Africa Development Center, which is the office that they have here in Nairobi. My journey in technology started, I'd say, in high school. I did computer studies and I had a wonderful teacher. She was a female teacher and she was one of the first females that I saw who was working in technology. So she really encouraged us. She would always challenge us to think beyond. And even in the computer studies that we were doing, she actually taught us how to code for our final Form 4 project, which we did. And an interesting fact is that we were 20-something computer studies students, and all of us got a straight A in computer studies. So that's one of that really motivated me to get started on the path to a career in technology. And I knew for sure this is something I'm really interested in, and this is something that I want to pursue. So after that, I went to JKUAT and I did a Bachelor of Science degree in Maths and Computer Science. So it's a lot of statistics and very little computer science. It was mostly math. So I had to teach myself a lot of the computer science concepts and skills, mostly outside the classroom. And the course that I recommended is actually a really great one if you want to get really good solid foundations and then build from there. So in my quest to look for places where I could learn the actual computer science skills and even how to properly code, because of course in class you're taught C, C++, Java, but it's at a very surface level. You can't really go outside and build something with it. So I joined a mentorship program called Kamilimu, where I met Claire. Actually, we were in the same cohort. So Kamilimu exposed me to the different career paths that are there in technology, because at that time I was just finishing my university degree, and I wasn't very sure which part in technology I want to go work in. Some people are saying data science, since we've done a lot of maths, but I wasn't really feeling it. Other people are saying software engineering, project management. The options were so many and they were all on the table. So I wasn't that sure, but Kamilimu helped me to learn a bit better about what each of those careers entailed. And I was able to not make a final decision, but get a better idea of what it is that I wanted to do. So after university, I got my first internship at a startup where I was working as a backend developer, a DevOps engineering intern. So I built a backend system and that was integrated to a financial, like a payments platform, which I think you guys also did a bit of that. So I built that using PHP. We were also doing a bit of Java. And then after that internship, I was lucky enough to get my first job at a company called Shimba Technologies. So when I was applying for this job, I actually didn't have any idea what a solutions architect was, because that was the role. I didn't have an idea what that role was. I just Googled and I said, okay, I'm looking for a job. Let me just do it. I'll figure it out on the way. So when I was going in, I thought the job would be more UI, UX kind of things, but solution architecture is, if you think about an actual architect for a building and how they're the ones who do the planning, they tie in the plumbing works, the engineering, electricals, everything. So that's also what a solutions architect or a software architect does for technology products. You're the one who sort of ties everything together. So I did that role for slightly over a year, and then I moved on to my next job at Safaricom, where I was also working as a solutions architect. So that was a really interesting work experience. It was very intense. It was a high pressure job, but at the same time, I did so many things. So I learned a lot. I got exposed to a lot of different technologies. I got to build some really wonderful things. And it was a good place to work. If you're looking for a solid internship, I'd recommend Safaricom. It's a great place to learn several things. So I stayed in Safaricom for 2 years. And then in 2021, I now moved to my current job at Microsoft as a product manager. So what a product manager is the person who helps define the vision and the strategy for a software product. So for example, let's say you want to build a portfolio website, like what the ladies today have built. So you want to build a portfolio website for yourself. A product manager is the person who will come in and define, why do we want to build this website? Who is our target audience? What value do we want this website to bring to the user? And then actually do the planning and say, for the first month, we'll do research with our users to find out what they want. For the second month, we'll start building the UI, UX. For the third month, we'll start building the backend components. And then now they are also the person who interacts with the different stakeholders in the process. So you'll reach out to the designers, you'll reach out to the engineers, you'll reach out to the customers if you want some information from them. So you're like the person who ties everything together. But of course, from company to company, the role slightly varies. Some companies have it more of like a project manager role. So you run a lot of the day-to-day meetings and things like that. And then for some other organizations, it's mostly strategy and vision and like actually thinking big picture on why you're building what you're building. Yeah, I hope that I've answered well, Claire.
Yeah, definitely. It was a beautiful way to just summarize all that you've done. Thank you for that. Now that you've worked for Shimba, for Safaricom, now at Microsoft, maybe just share one project or initiative that you have either worked on or maybe are currently working on that you're particularly excited about.
Oh, that's a tough one. Something that I worked on that I'm particularly excited about. I think I'd say something that I felt had a lot of impact. When I was at Safaricom, I worked on a mobile application for registering subscribers. So, you know, when you buy a Safaricom line and then they get your ID and fill in your details. So I worked on that mobile application. And before that, the process was filling forms. I don't know if the audience was old enough to when we were filling M-Pesa forms, if you wanted to join. So the process was like that. You fill out a form and then you give it to Safaricom. They take a couple of days process, and then now you're told, okay, your line is ready. So we built the mobile application from scratch, everything from getting the user requirements from the customers, figuring out how we're going to do the design, the actual implementation, and integrating to all the many Safaricom systems that are already in operation, because we have to build a client, you have to create a profile for them, you have to connect them to the network and make sure they're connected to the right cell towers and all of that. And it was a lot of work. And especially working as the solutions architect, I was sort of the tech lead for the project. So I had to do a lot of communication with different stakeholders just to make sure everyone is giving us the support that we need for that. And why I'm particularly proud of that is because once we launched, we did a couple of like tours around different cities in the country just to go and see the app being used on the ground, and just to see how much it had shortened the registration process from a couple of days to literally 3 minutes, and seeing how successful it was. And because some of the things that we built were later on reused for other Safaricom products, like verifying your mobile number, or whitelisting or blacklisting your number so that it's not swapped. Those were services that we built when we were developing that app. And to see just how impactful it was and how the things that we built could even be reused, that is something that I'm particularly proud of. And every time that I go to an agent and I see it being used, I know, okay, I did some good job there.
That's amazing. It's always nice to see your work actually being used. I'm like, oh wow, I did that. Like I did that. So that's really amazing, Joy. And I know you're very much on the technical side, you know, the work that you're doing as a backend engineer, as a solutions architect. So many or most of our audience are ladies who are starting try off maybe in the tech field, or maybe they're transitioning to the tech field. So how would you share some tips or advice on how they can prepare for tech interviews?
Okay, so tech interviews, first of all, are not as scary or as daunting as they seem, because I know when we talk about tech interviews, people just think of a whiteboard and then you go there, you have to solve difficult problems. No, an interview is an opportunity for you to talk about yourself, your experience, and also learn if the company you're interviewing for is also a good fit for you. Because yes, it's nice to get a job, but what if you don't actually like that job and you won't enjoy working there? So it's also a chance for you to figure out if that organization or that opportunity is the right one for you, if it ties in with the skills you currently have, the skills you're looking to learn, and even the career aspirations that you have in the future. So of course, the first thing that you need to do is sit down with yourself, figure out, what do I like? What do I not like? What do I want to go into in the future? What interests do I have? The way Mercy has said, she's an engineer, but she's interested in product and UX. So you see, it's simple for her when she's looking for a job and then she finds something that aligns to that interest. It's easier to sort of go with it. So in terms of an interview, of course, prepare well. Make sure getting a mentor is really important. You can use them or work with them to review your CV, review your cover letter, and then even you yourself, make sure you've understood your CV and your LinkedIn very well in terms of your experiences. You can talk about it verbally, like in a story, aside from just reading it out in the CV. You can say, I worked at this place for this long, this is what I learned there. I worked at this other place, this is what I learned there. And then the thing that you'll write in your cover letter, and hopefully you will, to say why the skills that you have are relevant for that role, is also something else that you should reiterate in the interview. To say, for example, if I have UI UX skills and this role requires someone who at some point will need to create wireframes. So I think because of my skills, I'll be able to be a good fit for the team to create wireframes when we are starting out projects or something like that. So just to be very keen on the skills that you have and the value that they would provide for an organization. And then of course, ask. Most people don't ask enough questions to the recruiters or the hiring managers. So when you get that first email inviting you for an interview, just ask them, how long will this be? Will it be virtual? Will it be in person? Who am I meeting? Go look them up on LinkedIn. Ask them, is it a technical interview or is it just like the introduction one to get to know, so that you have a good understanding and you prepare. And if you're told it's a technical interview, ask them, which areas should I read on, or which areas are the company keen on? And even if they don't answer that, you can go by yourself and just read a bit about the company. If you found out it's a company that mostly builds mobile apps, then you know you'll need to prepare on Android and Swift and the mobile technologies. If you find out it's a company that deals mostly with financial integrations, you know you'd go and need to read up on your M-Pesa integrations and things like that. So just finding out about the company and what they do can better inform you on the kind of things to expect in an interview. Or if you know someone who works there, that's a much simpler way to get that information. You could always just ask them. Yeah.
No, that's great. I think most of us didn't know that we can actually ask the one who sent us the email, how many, because most of the time, we're just grateful that we have the opportunity to actually now present ourselves, but we're always so scared to ask, questions, because you don't want to seem like the candidate who has so many questions even before the interview, for sure. So maybe just to add on that, ideally companies like Safaricom and Microsoft, how many interview processes do you actually have to undergo to land the job, ideally?
Okay. All right, I'll answer that, but I've just remembered something on the previous answer. So I get that feeling for, oh my gosh, Safaricom has invited me for a first interview. I am undeserving, I am unworthy, this is amazing. But at the same time, Safaricom has invited you for a first interview. You, because you are really great at what you do, you're a community leader in the university, you've built an awesome portfolio here at MobiGirlz. You are very much worthy and very much deserving, and you're actually a quality candidate that they are potentially looking to hire. So you have all the right in the world to ask them the questions and the follow-ups and be as assertive as you need to be in your interview process, because it's about you, it's your career, it's your life. So you also need to be assertive and take charge. And then on the point of reaching out, in case you don't know anyone who works there, LinkedIn is your friend. Of course, you know the name of the company you're interviewing with. That one you'll have to know. Go to LinkedIn, search for that company, look for people who work for that company. You can DM all of them or look at the photos and see the ones who look friendly. Reach out to them, tell them, I'm possibly doing an interview with your company next week. How is it like working there? What technologies do you guys use? Like, just ask them questions. And more often than not, they'll be happy to respond. Even if each of them gives you one reply, that's information you didn't have. So in terms of the interview processes, honestly, I've found that the bigger the company, the more interview rounds that they are. And that's okay. Like, each of them is just an opportunity for you to get to know more about the company and the team you'll be joining, and for them to also get to know about you. So for companies like Safaricom, if I can remember correctly, I think I had 3 interviews. The first one was, tell us about yourself. What is a challenge you faced? What are you proud of? Those ones. Then the second one was more of now the coding question, or in my case, it was an architecture question. They gave you an example of this system we're trying to build. What integrations do we need if we want to migrate things to the cloud? Things like that, like a really technical one. And then the final one was to understand the team I'm going to join or potentially join. And then like more of a team matching interview. So they want to see, because at that time they were hiring for several different teams, they want to see which team my skills would be most a good fit for. And that interview, actually, other companies do it as well. So it was 3 interviews. But for most organizations, it will be the first one, which is the getting to know about you, mostly verbal questions. Tell us about your experience. Have you had leadership experience, working with difficult employees, that kind of thing. And then a second one that is more technical. Some companies will have a third one that is now introducing you to the team, or you're meeting a manager or something like that. So most companies will have 2 or 3. At Microsoft, the interviews were the first one, which was the get to know about you. It was less than an hour. And then the second, third, and fourth interviews, no, actually the next 4 interviews are all done together in 4 hours. So in 4 hours, you meet 4 people for 1 hour each, and they test different things. So one person is asking about your leadership skills. The second person is looking at your technical skills. The third person is looking at, let's say, your community involvement. So different things, it's all done together. And then the final interview was to meet your manager and some of the teammates that you'll be working on. So it goes without saying, interviews can be intense. You need to prepare yourself really well. But if it's an opportunity that you really want, I know you'll be able to put in the work.
Great, thank you so much for that. I hope the ladies have taken in all these great pointers that you've pointed out. And maybe just to ask, as a person who's beginning in tech, you're a beginner developer. So would you advise someone to stay up to date with the emerging tech trends, or to decide, you know, maybe Android is my thing, let me specialize, let me stay on this? Because I mean, tech is very diverse. Every day something new is coming up. So in your opinion, you know, which would be better, to specialize or to keep up?
That's interesting. I'm not sure if I can say either, but if you're just starting out, give yourself the flexibility to try out different things. Like for me, when I was starting, I wasn't sure. I was torn between data science and software engineering. And right now I'm not practicing either of them. So give yourself the flexibility to try out different things. Do a data science internship, do a software engineering internship, do a side project even, join a community, so that in that community, if you see the discussions, go for one meetup. You might go for that meetup and realize, oh my gosh, I love Python. Or you might go for a meetup and realize, hey, Ruby on Rails is not my thing. Like, give yourself the flexibility and the opportunity to try out different things. Being in communities and going for these tech events also helps you know what's current in the industry, because I'm assuming that the tech events now people are talking about at AI and ChatGPT and all these large language models. So also keep yourself abreast, try out something, and as you're trying out something, like be fully there. If you're doing a data science internship now, give it your all, so that at the end of it you can evaluate, is this thing for me or not? So that's how I would answer it.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way of answering that question for sure. And yeah, maybe lastly, does actually Microsoft have any programs that actually target women in tech? If yes, maybe you can mention some.
Yes, we do. Microsoft as a whole, as an organization, has many, but specifically the office here in Nairobi has been trying to establish several women in tech meetings. We usually have one every month called Women and Allies. And if you go to the Microsoft ADC page on Twitter or on LinkedIn, you can see they usually post these events. Those ones are specifically targeted to women in tech. We've also been doing, since last year, we've been doing a couple of campus tours just to meet campus students, let them know about the different Microsoft opportunities. And Microsoft actually does have internships that are open every year, in case any of the students here are interested. They could apply for the Microsoft internships. There are also projects like Game of Learners, where you go in and you pitch a product, and then eventually you either get funding. And most of the people who win the Game of Learners usually end up getting jobs at Microsoft. So it's also a great way to get in. But more and more initiatives for women are coming up.
Great. Thank you so much for that. I hope the ladies have taken keynote of some of the programs you mentioned. There's one question on the chat where Atieno was asking, when did you know it was time to leave your previous job?
That's a very good question, Atieno. And actually, so I'll let you know how I knew it was time to leave all the jobs that I had. So for my first job at Shimba, I didn't know it was time to leave. The company folded, and so we were declared redundant. And that happens sometimes. Even right now, big tech companies are laying people off, and corporate decisions happen, and you can't really put yourself to a fault and blame yourself. So sometimes you don't know when it's time. The company tells you it's time to leave, and it's okay. So that, of course, if you've planned yourself well financially and you're confident in your skills, you've built your network, you can navigate how to move on to your next opportunity. So the second job that I had at Safaricom, I knew it was time for me to leave or to look for something different. And even when I started getting that feeling after like 1.5 years, it wasn't really, I felt like I needed to leave. I just felt like I wanted, and I needed to work on a different set of projects or a different kind of challenge, just to grow myself and to do something different. I was really keen on like growing my career to the next level. So I started feeling that need to take on different projects, to take on different work. And so I talked to my manager about that. And that's actually one of the things I would advise you. If you're in any job and you start feeling that discontent, tell your manager about it. It could even be as easily as being given new projects or new work to work on. And that could like help you get the sense of newness or growth that you're looking for. But if you've done that, so in my case, I did that, but I still felt that discontent feeling, then that's when I knew for sure I need to start looking for other opportunities and applying outside. So you'll know, and if you're keen on your career development plan and your progress, anytime you go into an organization or a job, don't go into it passively. It's your life. You need to actively drive your life. Tell yourself, I've gotten this amazing role at Safaricom. They've given me maybe a contract or a full-time job, but what are the things that I'm looking to learn in this role? What are the key skills that I'm looking to build? How many years do I think it'll take me to learn that? And then every year or so, sit down with yourself and see which ones of these have I learned, which ones have I not learned, which opportunities do I need to look for to learn these ones that I've not learned. Or if you feel like you've gone through your list, that's when you know it's time to look for another opportunity.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, thank you for sharing. When you know it's definitely time to leave, maybe we can take 1 or 2 questions for Joy before we take our break. I know we've had speakers back to back. Maybe we can just do a quick refresher. But any other question for Joy? Anyone? Okay. I think if there are any others, we can just still have them at the chat, and our speakers are here to answer. So mine is just to thank you so much, Joy. Thank you for that powerful story, and thank you so much for the insights you've shared.
You're welcome.
Okay, sawa. So now we'll just take a quick break. We'll have a video playing, and then at exactly 11:25 we'll have Tabitha Kavyu, our final speaker. So the ladies who are presenting their portfolios, kindly please be prepared. At exactly around 11:45 we'll start the presentations, so please do be prepared. For the time being, let's have a quick break to just refresh it and digest all the knowledge you've received today. Okay.
The global technology and innovation ecosystem is rapidly growing, and Kenya is not an exception. Dubbed Silicon Savannah, Kenya's technology space continues to tap into the fourth industrial revolution on various technologies, including automation, data science, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, among others, to spur growth in the digital economy. Out of the 600 innovation hubs in Africa, 50 of those are hosted in Kenya, making it an attractive destination for tech-innovation giants like Google, Visa, Amazon, Microsoft, among others. Given the growth, the market demands for talent has continued to expand, prompting local players like Safaricom to introduce industry digital talent programs to address the skills gap. Therefore, it is critical to train and skill a highly qualified workforce to drive and sustain the sector. Welcome to MobiGirlz. Established over a decade ago, MobiGirlz technology training
sorry for that. Let me fix that issue right now. Sorry.
Institute has been empowering youth by tapping the growing. The global technology and innovation ecosystem is rapidly growing, and Kenya is not an exception. Dubbed Silicon Savannah, Kenya's technology space continues to tap into the fourth industrial revolution on various technologies, including automation, data science, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, among others, to spur growth in the digital economy. Out of the 600 innovation hubs in Africa, 50 of those are hosted in Kenya, making it an attractive destination for technovation giants like Google, Visa, Amazon, Microsoft, among others. Given the growth, the market demands for talent has continued to expand, prompting local players like Safaricom to introduce industry digital talent programs to address the skills gap. Therefore, it is critical to train and skill a highly qualified workforce to drive and sustain the sector. Welcome to Immobilis. Established over a decade ago, Immobilis Technology Training Institute has been empowering youth by tapping and skilling them in ICT to best prepare them for global opportunities tech presents.
I developed my interest in the tech space right after high school. Since my grades were okay, I stepped into my first tech class.
Since I was a kid, I always wanted to do tech. Let's say a radio is not working at home, I would open it and try and fix it. They were even calling me Fundi.
Right after my campus, I was considered the best in Bungoma County, and there was this program rolled out by then the governor. Funnily, it was actually Immobilis that had been subcontracted to do the program. I ventured into digital skills, a program for Google. I was given every sorts of engineering tasks to do at Immobilis, and finally I was proven to be able to do, and so that's when I began being a lecturer at Immobilis.
And the reason we started Immobilis is we saw two interesting trends. The first one was that there's 40% unemployment in Kenya, which frankly is quite unacceptable. And yet our highest conviction was that young people are interested in learning, they're interested in knowledge, they're interested in certification and in improving their lives. So we started a course, the first in sub-Saharan Africa, around network operations and network certificate engineering. The vision of Immobilis and the reason we exist and what gives us the greatest joy is empowering and supporting young people to upskill and to get exposure through training, mentorship, coaching, to be able to basically get the skills that they need to prepare them for the future of work.
My experience at Immobilis has been good. I've learned many languages, HTML, Java. The most interesting part of the course I'm doing, the full stack software development, is that it gives people creativity of making the website, and I can now even do my own job, creating website, the front view, back end.
For me, what has been interesting is the websites and databases. I've always wondered, for example, like when people are registering for a certain program using a website, where does the data go to? Doing this course at Immobilis has also given me more skills in doing Android web, so that in case someone has a website that they feel like they need to develop, someone's running a business but they're not able to reach a suitable market, so that a website or an application would actually build.
Immobilis imparts digital knowledge, software and other technologies training, equipping inclusive young graduates with marketable industry-driven skills. Of notable recognition is Smart Glove, invented by Roy Alela, an alumnus of Immobilis Technology Training Institute.
Sign.io is a sign language to speech translation glove that aims to extend the communication capabilities of individuals with a speech impairment.
The knowledge I got from Immobilis has helped me get a job at MPost, where I work as a mobile developer, and also have a project for my country currently ongoing for schools.
The knowledge that I learned in Immobilis immediately was applied in my first internship. And at Ziltech Technologies, I lead a team of data engineers. We develop business intelligence analytics system. We take data of our clients, analyze that data, and these reports, they are able to make intelligent decisions out of it.
So we don't want to come in and reinvent the course and say that, hey, we're teaching cybersecurity.
When you join Immobilis, depending on the course you have taken, it takes a different duration. For the MIT course, it takes 4 months. By the end of those 4 months, you can be able to create dynamic and professional systems. Python takes 2 months, Python for web, then you can be able to use Flask to be able to create a system. On data science, we have 2 clusters. So for beginners, it takes 3 months. For an advanced version, it takes 2 months because already you know Python. So it takes you less time to be able to learn now much more advanced in data. For cybersecurity, it takes 3 months. By the end of those 3 months, you can be able to do penetration testing, learn actually how to prevent hacking in any organization or system that actually you're working on.
One thing I really love about MobiGirlz is about their classes are practical. Secondly, their lecturers are friendly and are able to guide you up to the completion of the program. Every day there's a task you are given, you get to actualize it as you do it.
We've trained over 8,700 young people in those 12 years, not just in Kenya. We've had students come from as far as Ghana, Rwanda, and Nigeria even, come to take our courses. We've seen some of our alumni go and work in Facebook in Ireland as tech leads. We've seen some of our alumni work at Safaricom, the Network Operations Center. We've had alumni work at Google as community managers.
Additionally, MobiGirlz runs programs that provide professional ICT services to both local and multinational organizations.
My name is Edna Carijo. I'm the program manager at MobiGirlz. I've been with MobiGirlz over the last 6 years. Some of the major programs that we've run over the last years include Google Digital Skills for Africa program. Google had an ambitious goal of equipping 10 million young Africans with digital skills to prepare them for the future of work. MobiGirlz was selected by Google as one of the 12 partners in Africa to roll out this program. So through this partnership, we've been able to equip over 320,000 youth on digital skills across East Africa, with 46% of them being girls. For the Jura Digital program, we have a team of 170 championing online work and digital work as well, and helping young people through their online work journey. We also run the MobiGirlz program, which we are very passionate about because it targets young women in technology.
MobiGirlz launched MobiGirlz in the year 2016 with the aim to train, empower young women to uptake STEM courses. After completion of the MobiGirlz course, the girls and the young women are able to create mobile applications, websites that enable them to be self-employed and also acquire employment. We are proud to have empowered, mentored, and impacted the lives of over 220 young women.
In all of this, the main aim is to equip and prepare young people to help them harness the digital economy and exploit the technology space and become thought leaders in their different careers.
Being a world-class training and technology institution, MobiGirlz prides itself to have, over the years, been recognized and awarded with several accolades.
In 2019, MobiGirlz was named the best partner by Google across Africa in terms of delivering the Google Digital Skills for Africa program. So we received the award twice, and this was because of the efforts of the trainers on the ground.
We've received awards from the Presidential Digital Talent Program as the best private sector partner, the DR National Awards, we were runners-up. We also received an award a couple of years ago from the ICT Association of Kenya for best use of ICT in education. We were fortunate to partner with the iHub and the University of Nairobi to win a World Bank grant as a consortium that helped us set up the first ever regional mobile laboratory around the world. What also gives us a lot of excitement and joy is seeing our alumni succeed in the world of work, whether it's winning hackathons for innovative applications that they've created, whether it's creating startups and then coming back and saying, hey, I need to hire other developers for my startup, whether it's the government of Kenya entrusting us to run their Jira Digital program, which is an incredible undertaking, funded through very graciously by the MasterCard Foundation. And we've had the opportunity to work in Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania. So for us, we know what we're doing makes a difference. And so transforming the lives of young people, that's been what's very exciting for us over the 12 years that we've been around.
Moving into the future, Immobilis is committed to continually enhance and build on its training modules, as well as provide growth in its innovative program solutions, championing increased uptake of information communication technologies by African youth to enable them earn decent livelihoods to promote continental and global development.
I'd say Immobilis is a good institution. The lecturers are very understanding.
You will enjoy almost like a 24-hour support. You can access your lecturers and tutors and every other stuff.
Tech is the future. Like, there's nothing we'll be able to do maybe in the next 10 or 20 years without tech.
So there are numerous opportunities in tech. You just need to map out what you really want in the tech space and look for a specific skill-based program.
Africans have the opportunity, as the world continues to change, to be able to capitalize on employment and starting companies and solving problems for their communities if they understand tech. As Immobilis, we want to be your partner to help you develop, gain the skills you need to be able to succeed in the future of work. Join us.
Okay, and now we are back at 11:30. So let me just a minute. So we are on to our last speaker of the day. And for this particular speaker, I'll have my co-moderator, Grace Kamau, who will proceed with the questions. But just to introduce Tabitha, Tabitha is a community manager with a background in software engineering and has worked for several organizations, including LT School Africa and Talent QL. So my co-moderator, Grace Kamau, who's also part of the MobiGirlz committee, will be taking through this discussion. So let me just invite her right now, as we also have Tabitha come online. Maybe if you can just turn on your screen, Tabitha, and then we'll kickstart the conversation. So welcome, Tabitha, and also welcome, Grace.
Hello. Okay, hi and welcome to the webinar. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. First of all, kindly introduce yourself and share with us your tech journey, please.
All right. Just like you all said, my name is Tabitha Kavyu. A community manager. The background in software engineering because I did computer science at the University of Nairobi. I was in the same school with Mercy, but she was way ahead of me so many years. But yeah, so I think my tech journey pretty much started while I was in school, in the university. But even before that, I was in high school, I did computer. And then I decided to do computer science, in university. And when when I was called to do it in the University of Nairobi, I said, okay, why not? But I know there are people that were saying, oh, it's a hard course. Not many women are doing it. But then I was like, I'm pretty sure that, I can do it. I'm sure other people have done it. And so I'm pretty sure that I can also do it as well. So, and then I think it was back in school, in the university, when I now met the likes of Mercy, our first speaker. And I remember her coming to our class one time and she was like, oh, we have an event happening, come over, guys, it's going to be nice. And like when you're in your first year, you don't know what, you don't have any things to do in school, so you're idle. And I'm like, okay. So I attended the session. I think it was a women in tech session, and we got to see people working at different companies. and, you know, talking about their journey in tech. And I was like, wow, okay. I mean, that even was an eye opener, because I'm only used to the things that we're learning in the class. And then I'm hearing people talking about different things. And then I kept on attending this event, and people are, I mean, every day was just a learning opportunity. I mean, no, I will not understand what is being talked about, but I still, you know, showed up for these things. And that's how I started, you know, learning about, you know, community. That's how I learned about, you know, the many, you know, the HTML, CSS, the things people are learning out here. I know TensorFlow, I learned about one of those sessions. And yeah, so Marcy used to encourage me, like, Tabby, go. I know at the time there was a Python conference and I didn't know Python. She's like, Tabby, go for this conference, and you don't know, you're going to meet people, you're going to learn a lot, go to them. So I'd say, I mean, she really played a big role in motivating me and exposing me to, you know, the ecosystem, attending events. And that's how I really found my ground up, you know, like interacting with people, and even realizing that, oh, I think I want to do community, you know, because I was now a Google Developer Students Club lead in my school for 1 year. I took over after Marcy and her team. And then, I mean, I led that for 1 year, and then I now started volunteering in GDG Nairobi, Google Developer Group Nairobi. And yeah, along those lines, I just figured out that, oh, okay, I think I really want to do community. And so far, it's been an amazing experience for me. And I think I owe it all to the time I had back in campus, you know, the networks I had, the people I met, and how I was able to open up my mind and learn, you know, new things along that journey. So I'd say that's pretty much it about, you know, my tech journey, how I started in school, and how I ended up doing what I'm doing now. I actually thought I'm going to be doing community management later on in the year, because I thought I have to go and do coding first, but then an opportunity came, and again, because of my networks, I was like, oh, there's a community manager position in the company. You know, are you up for it? And I said, yeah, okay. I was a little bit scared at first, but I accepted it. And I'm like, oh, see, I actually thought this was going to happen like 5 years from now, I'd be doing community, but now I'm doing it now. And I'm happy. I'm contented with the work I'm doing. And yeah, I'd say that's, oh yeah, that reminds me. I think it's interesting how I was also part of the Kamilimu program with Marcy and Joy as well. I mean, Joy was a mentor by the time I was there. Marcy was long gone, but she also told me about Kamilimu mentorship program, and I joined it. And I also get to meet different people, and I learned many things, you know, about imposter syndrome, about participating in community, you know, presentation, writing essays, and all those things. So I think it's interesting how all of us, our journeys are a little bit quite similar to each other. And yeah, we are here now. So that's pretty much it. Just a rough overview of my journey.
Yeah, thank you. I believe you've answered it well enough. You've worked in various organizations, right? So what are some of the challenges you faced in those organizations, and how did you overcome them?
Okay, I mean, well, like various seems a lot, but I've only worked in 2, okay, 3. The first company I worked at is Talent QL, which is a recruiting company. That's where I did my internship, actually. You know, we're the lots that graduated back at home, you know, virtually. And so I got a virtual internship at the company. And again, I also got this opportunity because the boss was in town and he knew me. And I was like, oh, I think you should join our team. And I know when he told me, I was scared. You know, I think I had imposter syndrome. I don't even think I actually had imposter syndrome. I was like, I don't know, what am I going to do? Like, I have no idea what you guys do. I'm so scared. I'm so used to doing things in the school setting, the university setting, and now you want me to join a company. I don't know, you know. So I actually told them, and I said, I'm not sure if I can. But then, because we have to go for internship before we graduate, I think maybe join you guys as an intern. You understand? Let me join as an intern so that I can get experience and understand what you guys are doing, because it's recruiting. I don't even know anything about recruiting and things like that. But then I still showed up for that particular role, right? I went there, I learned a lot of things about recruiting. I never thought I would do anything about recruiting, sourcing candidates on LinkedIn, management of people in-house. I never thought I would do something like that, but I think I opened myself. I said, if this is part of the journey to where I'm almost headed to, then I'm open to doing it. I'm sure I'm going to learn in one way or another. So I guess I'd say the challenge was me personally, like me feeling like I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have what it takes. And all the time I was always walking on eggshells because I was like, what if I do something wrong? You know, like what if I get something wrong? Are they going to get rid of me? But I mean, they didn't. So it means every day I continued like showing up, and maybe sometimes I was also afraid of being honest that, oh, I don't know this thing. But then I learned from my manager that it's okay to say that you don't know something. And then that way you provide an opportunity for them to give you feedback and also guide you on the right way to follow. So I think despite the challenges I had an open mindset where I was open to learning new things and accepting that, okay, I don't know this thing, can you teach me? But I know like the challenges I faced at the start was, me feeling like I cannot do it, or putting too much pressure on myself that I really pushed myself. I used to work a lot till late in the night, but now I know better. So I know when not to extend my working hours and things like that. So I say that's it. And even when I was transitioning to community management, so that was Talent QL, and then Talent QL started our school, and then they said, oh, we think we are stronger in community, and then they said we'll have you as a community manager. And then I was feeling like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do it well. I only know leading communities in school. Now this is a company. I don't know, they're going to be expecting me to deliver things. I don't know. So again, I was still battling with that in my head, like, can I do it or not? But then I said, I'm here now, so you have to do it either way. And I just challenge myself every day to make sure that I'm learning and just being honest that, okay, I don't have it all figured out, but I think I'm going to learn as I go along my journey.
Okay. Share a specific project or accomplishment that you are particularly proud of in your career.
Okay, I'd say one of the things that I'm I'm proud of many things I've done, but I know there's one thing, I don't know about you, there's a product by Google called Google Crowdsource, and this is something that was introduced to me when I was a lead as a Google Developer Students Club lead in 2019. And it's a way for Google to let people contribute data about their different opinions, languages, culture at the end of the day. And then this data is now used to train machine learning models on Google. That is why we end up having apps being improved, and we even see more localization, better translation, and things like that. So it's something to do with machine learning, and I got quite interested in it. I started doing it as a hobby, like contributing data. And then I was even more moved when I noticed that, oh, we don't even have many people from Africa, even in Kenya, that I was looking at the data, but I'm only seeing people in other countries contributing data. And I'm like, and this means that Google is only going to develop products that work better for these regions and not my region. And I'm like, okay, what can I do? And that pushed me to start contributing. And I'm like, can I even extend? So I started saying, I know this product, how can I push it to the community and allow people to start contributing and know about it? So at the beginning, not many people knew about it, and I was struggling. I started creating a community in Kenya. We're not able to do much, but I still continued contributing individually. And then, later on, first forward to 2022, somebody from the team reached out to me and said, oh, we're looking for a community coordinator. And I'm like, I never really imagined that I could. This is something I was doing voluntarily all this time, Then someone from the team reaching out to me and wanting me to be part of the team, or something that I have been volunteering for as a hobby all this time. That was like, I think that's a big deal for me. I was like, I never really saw it coming. I'm like, I never really thought that this is what could actually allow me work with the Google team. It's just a big deal for me. And even now I'm seeing that many people know about the product. And yes, that journey of me starting out volunteering about this product and now getting to work internally with the people and, being on both sides of this particular product and thing. And I'm like, this is amazing. And yeah.
As MobiGirlz community, we need to be exposed to tech opportunities. What are some of the resources or tech communities that you could advise us to join?
I think Joy and Mercy have really done a good job in mentioning some of these communities. I think one thing that I would add on to what they said, because we're mostly in the same communities, or what I would say is, I think before you even look for a community, you should identify what you want to do, right? So for example, I want to do community, like I'm interested in community stuff, or I'm interested in product stuff, So once I figure out what exactly I want to do, and then I'll now like, okay, so what do? Let me look for a product community around me. So you just search and these things are available, right? Or let's say, let me look for a community of community managers or a community of community volunteers or organizers or something of the sort. Or I'm doing front end. Let me look. There is a JavaScript community. So I'm sure there's a JavaScript community. Massive mentioned there's a React community. We have different organizations. We have communities like Women Tech Makers Nairobi. So if you want to be part of other women and learn from them, you can join Women Tech Makers Nairobi. We have She Code Nairobi. We have open source communities. So depending, so that we have general communities, but also if you think narrowly to maybe something that you want to do or something you resonate with, you'll also find a community in that particular field and join it and also get value from it at the end of the day. So I'd say we've mentioned these communities. So I think the best thing is, first of all, because you just don't want to join a community for the sake of joining a community and not finding value at it. You want to make sure that you're joining a community because you want to find value for it. And you find more value when you actually go to a more specified community. Like, for example, I know I want to learn more about product management. Maybe it's a group of product managers where people come together, they learn, or they do events and things like that. So join general communities, yes, the ones we've mentioned, but also look for communities specifically to something that you're particularly interested in so that they can also help you to grow.
Okay, thank you for that. What advice would you give young women who are interested in pursuing careers in tech, but may feel intimidated by lack of representation in the industry?
I'd say don't allow yourself to be intimidated by the lack of representation, because I think things have changed now. We have so many women doing so many amazing things in the tech space, right? It's not like before. We have so many initiatives. So everybody's championing for women to be represented at the end of the day. So, but let that not be what is stopping you from actually pursuing a career in STEM. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you can pursue any STEM career. You can do engineering, you can do coding, you can do product management, you can do community, anything in tech. I mean, if coding does not really work for you, there are so many other non-coding careers that we actually have in tech that you can be part of. So I'd say, don't be afraid. Yeah, just figure out what you want to do. Yeah, find out. Look at internally on yourself and the values and the things that really you're passionate about, and then you'll definitely find something in tech, you know, that relates with your. Like me, I figured that I really love talking. I love talking a lot, and I love organizing, helping people in events. And so with time, when I continued networking, I realized that, oh, this is actually a career on its own. Like this is what communities are about. And I'm like, oh, I actually found something that really resonates with me and my personality. So if you find like maybe you're more of a creative person and you're like, oh, maybe design could be the way for you at the end of the day, or you love solving problems, you love programming, you're like, okay, let me go do backend, or things like that. Or maybe I like you want to do product management, or you like selling. We have brands that have product that they need to be sold at the end of the day, so you may want to explore product marketing and things like that. So just figure out exactly what you want to do, and then once you do that, then just find the right community that can help you grow and research. Mercy said that tech people are always friendly, so don't be afraid of asking questions. So I think everything is available for you. I mean, everything is right here. Things are really changed. Resources are available for us. So all you have to do is just make that individual step and go forth. Don't allow fear, because fear or imposter syndrome can actually get to you and stop you from making progress. I mean, if I wasn't really strong enough, I mean, if I didn't know about imposter syndrome when I went to Kamilimu, I wouldn't have realized that, okay, this is imposter syndrome that is actually making me feel like I'm not adequate for this particular role. And I could have easily sat down and said, oh, I really can't, I can't do this thing. So you need to know that imposter syndrome is going to be there as long as you're starting a new job or a new challenge, or you're applying for something is always going to tell you that, someone else will apply, or someone will get it, or not you, and things like that, And if you really listen to that voice, it's really going to stop you from pursuing your dream and being the next big thing that you are meant to be at the end of the day. So realize that imposter syndrome exists, and know when it actually comes to you, and know how to silence that voice and go beyond it and do better, because you have all it takes. I feel like if we really set our minds to do something, we can actually do that at the end of the day. So we just need to have the right attitude and the right environment around you to actually support you to become better. And that's why people usually say it's better to grow with communities, having people to support you and helping you grow in your tech journey.
Okay, thank you for that. Last question. What are the qualities that interviewers look for for you to be hired as our community manager?
Interesting. No, I don't know, because let me see. Did I do an interview? I've not done a community manager interview, actually. I was just to say, oh, you're so good. But I think the reason why I was actually even considered, for that role is because they could actually see that I'm a people-oriented person. So of course, you need to have those people skills. I mean, you don't want, because you are going to have to deal with people. You need to know when people are not responsive and are responsive and things like that. So I'd say at the back of my mind, you have to be somebody that is people-oriented or people-focused. You're putting the interest of other people before you, and also communication, because community management will involve you speaking at you are representing an organization, you're representing a community, you're representing a group of people. So you need to learn how to speak. You'll be speaking at events, at conferences and things like that. So you need to know how to communicate and being confident as well. And yeah, it's mostly more on the soft skill side, because these are things that if you have them, they make you become a better community manager. So in terms of technical wise, I don't think it's really much of a necessity. I mean, it's a bonus for you if you are more technical inclined, but I think the core thing is those people skills, those interpersonal skills, communicating, being empathetic, being able to listen to people, because you're basically the eyes and the ears of people, and you're representing them to an organization, or you're representing them to a particular group of people. So yeah, communication should be the highest. The major thing, need to know how to communicate and know how to lead people. Yeah, leadership skills.
Okay, thank you. I can see a question here. Is community management the same as community development?
Community management, community development. It's it. Community management, community manager is the title, or community management is like the role, like how you can say I'm a product manager, I'm a community manager. But the community development is what you do as a community manager. You develop a community. Yeah.
Sorry, thank you. I don't know if anyone else has a question. Does anyone? Thank you.
So mine is to say thank you. Thank you so much, Tabitha. That was a very powerful and inspiring talk. Now they've known what and who is a community manager. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and tips. We truly appreciate you, Tabitha. And mine is also to congratulate Grace. This is the first time Grace is doing a webinar moderating. She's shaking right now, but she's done a fantastic and amazing job. So good job to her. I know it was a bit scary, but she's done an amazing job. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you for supporting her. Yeah, please, let's just clap for her. And now we are moving on to the last segment. So before we do let me just first tell you the order of the presentations that would be starting immediately at 12. Just give me. Okay, so at exactly 12 p.m., we'll have the ladies now present their portfolios. The first person will be Ivan Joroge, followed by Marianne Nabuire, followed by Audia Jepurui, Sonia Njogu. Sorry. Ivan Joroge as the first person. Second person is the Marianne Nabuire. Third is Valerie Mbaka. Fourth is Sonia Njogu, and Audia Jepurui as the last. So Miriam will just put it on the chat section so that the ladies can know. But for now, let's have a nice breaker. Susan, just help us, refreshen us so that we are ready to see these amazing and wonderful projects from the ladies. So Susan, please feel free to take over for the next like 5-6 minutes so that we can begin at exactly 12 p.m. Susan?
Thank you, Claire. So I think we are going to do another game. And this one, I would like, if you want to answer, you just unmute or you raise your hand. So the first question, sorry, our first game, our second game, it's Know Our Speakers. I hope everyone has been listening. So my first question is, what does Mercy, Joy, and Tabitha have in common? Msisahau kuna words. What does, okay, Michelle Mabel, you can unmute and tell us.
They all want to immobilize.
Okay, is that true? Okay, so they both went to immobilize. Okay, that is Mabel. Okay, we can have Cynthia.
Hello, someone has already mentioned in the chat, it's the Kamilimuli mentorship program.
Guy, I wanted someone to unmute to say was me, as in I want to hear people's voices. They've been really silent. So this one I wanted them to say, if Mwihaki, you've said Kamilimu mentorship program. They both studied computer studies in high school. There are people raising hands. We can do. Mabel answered. Cynthia, you've lowered your hand. Okay. Please, if you had raised your hand, kindly just raise it again. Mgewa kwa chat box in our soma. I want you guys to talk. I want to hear your voices. Hilda, yes, Hilda.
They both studied a course to do with computer science.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yes, anyone else? Yes, Hilda, that's true. Okay, I have Paris.
They are both in IT field. They are all in tech field currently.
Okay, they are both in tech. Okay. Okay, anyone else? Someone mentioned Kamilimu. Anyone else? Okay, I think, yeah, that's true. Everyone has answered the question correctly, so I can see you people have been really keen. So my second question is, Mercy was a MobiGirlz alumni and she did a project. What was it about? Or you mentioned something about Mercy. Yes, Mwihaki, yeah, now you can talk. Chat box.
Is it helping navigators locate where matatus are in town?
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah. She did, yes. She created, is it a system or it's a website? Yeah, could locate matatus, watu wache kupotea town. Yeah, that's true. Then again, want to know about Mercy. She was an ambassador for what? She's an ambassador, I think, still. She's an ambassador and a mentor. Niambie ni wapi. Mercy, she introduced herself, all the speakers. So I want to see if people are really listening on the introduction part. Mercy is an ambassador and also a mentor. Yes, Delight. Hope that's your name. Your hand is up, you can unmute.
Yeah, Women Tech Makers.
Yes, Mercy is a mentor at Women Tech Makers East Africa and also a mentor at Kamilimu. Yes. Also, she's an ambassador. Ambassador for what? I'm aware.
Is it Google Developer Group? I'm not sure.
Google Women Tech Makers. Okay, thank you. Yeah, at least that one. Now we will go to our second speaker, is Joy. Joy has a bachelor's degree in what? And from which university? Yes, Lynn. Then Michelle. Lynn?
A Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Computer Science in JKUAT.
Oh yeah, yes, that's true. Lynn, who has answered that one? It's Lynn.
Yes.
Okay, sawa. So another question about Mercy. In 2018, she was honored by who, and as who? She was honored by something, about something. So in 2018, if you guys were really listening, and if she did mention, I'm sure she did. In 2018. Guys, msiniambia mjakuwa mkisikiza. No one, hata no idea. Okay, so in 2018, Joy was honored by OK Africa as one of the 100 women of excellence in Africa, guys. Then, yeah, I think at any clue, this is Cynthia. Okay, so I think I've answered the question. I asked myself and answered myself. You guys weren't listening on that one. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I can take it back to Claire. Lynn, you have muted. Do you want to say something? You have unmuted.
No.
Okay, sawa. Back to you, Claire. And thank you, everyone. We are noting down the winners and people are paying attention. So yeah, thank you. Back to you, Claire. I can see from the chat box the order of presentation. Hope the people presenting, you've checked that out. So yes, back to you, Jean.
Thank you very much, Susan, for that. Thank you for jogging our memories with our speakers. Our speakers have been truly amazing. Mercy, Joy, Tabitha, they've really shed light on a lot of things that as women in tech, maybe we go through, or some things we know, but we've just gotten a lot of guidance. So thank you so much, guys. We truly appreciate your time, your insights and value. And now we've come to the second segment of our presentations. We'll have the 5 ladies go up to present their portfolios. I've actually now allowed you guys can actually share your screen. So you'll take around maybe 7 to 10 minutes. So you'll just present, explain about your portfolio, and then maybe we can have a question or two from the judges, in case our judges will be our speakers. So Mercy Kwambai, Joy B, and Tabitha Kavyu will be here. So we'll start off immediately with Ivan Njoroge. So Ivan Njoroge, please just turn on your camera, and then you can also share your screen. Karibu sana. All the best, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm going to share my portfolio. So let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
You're currently seeing your code. So could you just show us the portfolio? Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing your code right now. Yes, that.
So,
okay,
great. My portfolio, to make my portfolio, I used HTML, CSS, and a bit of JavaScript. So my portfolio has 5 sections. The home, about, skills, my skills, my projects, and then contact form. So my name is Ivan Njoroge. I'm an upcoming full stack software developer. I love technology, and I'm also an upcoming web developer. I'm currently a full stack software developer student at MobiGirlz, and I hope to become a software engineer and work at Google or Facebook in future. And I also love flowers. So you can see the links to my social media sites. And then when you click on download resume, you can see a sample of my resume. So I don't have much on my resume because I completed high school last year. I was in Kenya High. So my skills, as you can see on the resume are web development and a bit of computer troubleshooting, like fixing hardware and software related problems. And then I'm also fluent in English and Kiswahili. So back to the portfolio. About me, skills, troubleshooting, fixing computer hardware and software related problems, web development, creating websites using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and also app development. We recently began Android in the class full stack software development. So I have a bit of the skills which we've been taught so far. Leadership. So when you click on leadership, you can see in high school I was part of the Technovation Club, so I was the team leader of our team, and we came up with an app called Brucey's, and we were actually second runners up. We made it to the semi-finalists nationally. I was recently chosen as the vice head of recruitment for the MobiGirlz community. Education. So in my tech journey, I've been able to learn through YouTube by watching various YouTube tutorials. Also in MobiGirlz, as I had mentioned, in a bit of DevTown. So DevTown has bootcamps sponsored by Microsoft Learn and Google Developer Student Clubs. So I have done a bit of those bootcamps in which I've been able to sharpen my skills on web development using CSS, a bit of backend using Node.js and React.js, and frontend. Yes, and we recently began a bootcamp on artificial intelligence. So yeah, that's all. And then technologies I've been able to work with so far: HTML, Bootstrap, CSS, JavaScript, Android, Python, and Flask. And then some of my projects, there's an e-commerce website landing page. If you click on the link, it will take you to the landing page, as I hope you can see on the screen. So it's and then the other project is a Google Drive website clone made purely using HTML and CSS. If you click on the link, you can see how it looks like. It's purely made of HTML and CSS, so it can't do much. It's basically the front end. And then this is an animated coffee machine made using CSS, so CSS animations. So as you can see, it looks like it's purely CSS, so that's why it doesn't look realistic, but it's purely CSS. So you can see the coffee being poured into the cup. And then those are some of my projects. Then at the end, there's a contact me section. So there's my email and my phone number. And then here you can also input your name and your email and then submit it. Yes. So that was my portfolio website. And also you can click on the about and it will take you to the about section. You can click on the skills, it will take you to the technologies, and click on the portfolio, it will take you to the projects. And also if you click on contact, it will take you to the contact section. Yes, thank you. I'm done presenting on the portfolio.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So maybe we can have one or two of our judges, anyone who has a question, before we go to the next presenter. And yes, definitely good job, Ivy. So any of our judges, Joy, Tabitha?
Yeah, I can ask a question. Good job, Ivy. You said that you just finished high school last year. That's absolutely amazing. when I finished high school, I was nowhere close to the kind of skills that you have here. So this is really great. My only question or a suggestion is down in the contact section, the place where you have just scroll down to that place. For people to fill in their name and their email address. I think it would be good if you could add a text box as well, so that if they have a question or just even an opportunity, they can just put it there straight, and then as you get this coming in, then it can be easier for you to respond.
Okay.
Thanks, Joy. I might also add a comment. Also on the contact me, I think where someone puts their name, you could put like a placeholder at the top where it says like your name or name, and then where you put the email, it's like they tell you like insert your email and then message, like at the top of the text box.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's there. Oh, it's fine. And then also while you are presenting, I think there's a section where you were sharing the other work that you're doing, you had done. And then you were like, this is just HTML, nothing much. This is CSS, it doesn't do much. I think while presenting, you can just be confident on what you have done. Don't say that it's not much, because you have done an amazing job. So don't be like, it's not much. Just say, this is CSS, this is HTML, and I did it. Okay, yeah, that's all.
Okay.
If I could add something that I noticed, I don't know if it's just me that sees that, but immediately after the submit button in the contact section, I see there's, you know where that copyright block is. I feel like they're pretty much tied together. So if there could be a little bit of spacing so that it looks more, spaced out, I feel like it would be better that way. But I don't know if you guys have seen that too, but yeah, they're tied up together from my side, and it can be better.
Okay.
Great, thank you so much. So thank you so much, Ivy, for that presentation. Thank you, judges, for your comments. I'm sure it's gone a long way to help her improve. So thank you, Ivy. Now you can stop sharing your screen so that you can move on to the next lady. So thank you, guys. Thank you for also congratulating Ivy on the chat section. Please continue doing that. And now I'd like to invite Marianne Naguire, who will be the second to present. Marianne, kindly just put your camera on and then feel free to share your screen. Marianne, welcome. Great.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Marianne.
Yes.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Marianne, go ahead.
Okay, so here it's my portfolio. As you can see, it's a brief description about myself where I describe myself. I'm a front-end developer from Nairobi. Here, I'm passionate front-end developer with design skills. When you scroll down, you see a about page where you get to know me and my skills. On the left side, on the right side, it's about get to know me, and on the right side, I've indicated my skills. Then if you scroll down, I've indicated all my projects I've done. Then the contact page where you can contact me. On the sidebar is the home, about projects, contact, and my social links where you can reach out. So on my projects, the first project, I created a manage landing page. Here you can view the site of the manage landing page. So here's the manage landing page, pricing, product, about us. You can see the testimonials here from different people. Yeah, and the footer. When you go to the next project, is the takeaway restaurant. I built a takeaway restaurant. Here you can view the site. As you can see the home page, the description of the takeaway. Here is the slider where I have different descriptions. When you scroll down, this is about page of the takeaway restaurant. Menu. We can see the menu, our specials, events being held in the takeaway restaurant, where a book where you can book a table here, or you want to reserve a table, you can send your details. You can see photos from the restaurant. Here is the chef sections, the testimonials section, and the contact us page. Going on to the next project, I built an e-commerce website, but it's incomplete. I haven't completed the backend part. I've only done the front end. So here's the site for the e-commerce, Kara e-commerce. So if you scroll down, you can see the featured products of the e-commerce, new arrivals. When you click here at the shop, you can see different products. Blog page. And the about section for the e-commerce. Then the contact page. In the cart, I haven't integrated the cart yet because, like I said, I haven't finished it in the backend side, so I can't really add anything to the cart. Going on to my last project. Can you just wait a minute? I return the page.
Okay, Marianne.
So the last project, I built a weather app, integrated it with an API, whereby you can view the weather app of a particular city, but I haven't integrated the site integration yet. You can only see Nairobi because that's my current location. You can see that here at different days, Monday to Sunday. So you can see the humidity, pressure, and everything, the current weather. Okay. On the top, you can, if you click here, you can be able to download my CV. Here you can explore my work. Yeah, I'm done representing.
Thank you very much, Marianne, for your presentation. maybe I can have the judges say something.
Okay.
So maybe anyone, any of the judges, Joy, Tabitha, Matthew? Any
Maybe
comment?
just a comment. I like that you have listed all the projects that you have done, and like have like there's a short preview or a short introduction on what the project is about, and then we can click to go and see more or view the project. And I also like that you have hosted your website on GitHub, that you can even share this link with someone. This is amazing, and I love the color. And yeah, that's the comment I can share. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mercy. Anyone else?
Yeah, and I have a question for you, Marianne. First of all, this is a really good job. Your site is very visually pleasing, and that's really nice. Maybe you mentioned it and I missed it. What languages or technologies have you used to build this site?
HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you. That's, could we kindly mute or not? I think someone has a lot of background noise. Is it a long way? Okay, I've just muted her. Okay. I think we can move on to the next student. So thank you so much, Miriam. You guys are doing a fantastic job. So yeah, you can stop sharing the screen. Miriam, just maybe stop sharing the screen so that now we can move on to the next student. Okay, thank you so much. So thank you. We've had Ivy, we've had Miriam, and now we're moving on to our third student, Valerie Mbaka. So Valerie Mbaka, you're welcome. Just turn on your camera, and then you can share your screen. Let's give Valerie a few minutes. Okay, as Valerie sorts out her issues, kindly let's move on to the next person. Sonia Njogu. Sonia, kindly just, so maybe Valerie, stop sharing your screen and then we'll have you go after. So Sonia, ready, I can see you. So now please feel free to share your screen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Sonia Njogu, an undergraduate currently studying full stack development at a MobiGirlz organization. With me here, I have my website portfolio. Here's the homepage that talks about me. And then from there, you can go to my portfolio. At my portfolio page, this is whereby I have the screenshots of the projects that I have managed to work with. This one here, this is the COVID project. This was a project that I worked on. It's a COVID portfolio. It's a COVID website. This is a website that talks about the coronavirus. From it, you can collect data and record data as well. It can be used by a hospital or a pharmacy to collect the data of the corona patients. That project I worked. I used the HTML as well as the Django languages. I also worked on a project that was the human rights project. In that, this one over here, that's for the human rights. This is whereby it's a project that I designed it for people fighting for the human rights. Actually, it was my first project to work with. Here I have my About Me page. From there, you can download my resume. From there, you can download my resume. From there, you can download my resume. And then you have, from here, I can show you my skills. From the short time I have been at MobiGirlz, as I said, I am an undergraduate. So I only have managed to acquire the HTML, the CSS, the Bootstrap, the Python, and currently going to learn the Android languages. Here I have my work. This is a description of my works. The first one is the COVID project that I told you that's about the coronavirus website, from whereby it can be used by a website or a hospital to collect and record the data of the corona patients. Here is my testimonials. Here is whereby you can get in touch by entering your name, your email, and your telephone number and your message, and then you can submit it over here and we'll get in touch. My portfolio showcases the works that I have managed to complete so far, including the website that I have developed and designed as part of my coursework and personal projects. I have passion for developing user-friendly websites. My passion began, that is after I completed my high school. During my high school, I had no knowledge at all with technology. I actually didn't even do computer science. So coming to study full stack development at MobiGirlz was a struggle at first, but I can say that I am coping very well because I've got to learn a lot. I would also like to say that each project that I've worked on, I have got to learn and develop new skills and learn new lessons. Yeah, overall, my portfolio describes the work that I have, describe the work that I've managed, and also the projects that I have been able to work on. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that will be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonia, for that presentation. Now I'll hand it over to any of our judges, maybe for any comment or question.
So this thing, how do I call it? The header.
Yeah.
First of all, I like your
presentation. I mean, how you
Thank
present. So I don't know if the header, I don't know if that's the design, you know, like maybe that's your preference. I feel like it's a little bit too big, especially when we now look at other pages. Like when I go, can we go to contacts? Let's go to contacts page.
Just keep it. There you go.
Yeah, I feel like it's taking a bigger space of the screen. I don't know. If maybe it was transparent, then maybe you wouldn't have noticed it that much. But this is just my opinion. I'm feeling like it's starting to be too, unless that's the designer you want to work with. It's too thick. Like, is it width? The width or height? It's too big. I don't know if are you getting what I'm trying to say?
I am.
Okay.
I'll take note of that.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Tabitha. Any other comment or question?
Maybe I can just give a comment. Thank you for your presentation, Sonia, and thank you for the introduction. You had a really good intro to your presentation. I loved the percentages where your skills are. You did like a percentages thing or something. I like that. And then one more comment from a design perspective. I feel like there are many colors. There's green, there's blue, there's a key purple, portfolio or something. So while doing like such a nice design of a website, you can choose to stick between 1 to 2 colors, at most 3. Or you can take like one color, maybe that green that's on top, apple on the top part, and like do different shades of that green, like maybe a darker one, a lighter one, so that the design can be consistent throughout like the different pages, so that you have like when someone goes to the homepage, they see almost the same colors than to the other pages. But this is amazing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think, yeah, we can take that. So thank you so much, judges, for the constructive feedback. I'm sure the ladies are taking into account, the different opinions, suggestions on how to improve their portfolio, and this will help them even beyond now in MobiGirlz and MobiGirlz. So thank you so much. So far, we've had 3 ladies present. I think I'll move on to Audia Jepkurui, and then after Audia, we'll have now Valerie. So Audia Jepkurui, feel free to just put on your camera and then now share your screen.
Hello everyone. I'm Audia Zuhad, and I'm going to share you my screen.
Nini ifanyike? Alafu ngoja kwanza.
So let's give Audia a few minutes. So it's just Audia and Valerie who are yet to present. But I think so far so good. The ladies have really done a good job. Really impressed that people took on this challenge and now they have created a whole portfolio, listing the work that they have done in previous projects, being able to just present today. So many of the ladies maybe have never presented to a panel, to anyone, and this is your first time. You guys have really done a good job. And not only to acknowledge the 5, we actually had a list of 26 ladies present, rather send in their portfolios. So definitely, good job, guys. Great. I can see Audia has been able to share her screen. So let her present. So welcome, Audia. As we continue waiting, so yeah, as I was saying, there are 26 ladies who actually sent in their portfolio submissions, did a good job. So we noted, of course, in any panel when you're sending in, when you're receiving applications, you notice that some people, one, didn't follow instructions, others, yes, did do a good job. So I'm glad that we didn't have so many people not following instructions, because I remember I even received an application that was, I don't know, a website. Someone just sent us a link to a website. So these are things to note, even when you're sending a job application to a specific company, to a specific organization, please be very keen, counter check what you're sending. Don't send something that is not meant for that job, because that is what eliminates you for sure. Another thing to note is actually deadlines, because I remember for this particular portfolio submission, the deadline was on 20th. Of course, we had people now, sending in on 21st, others want to send in on Monday. You see, these are some of the things. In other systems, it actually locks you out. Once that deadline passes, you cannot submit either if it's your portfolio, if it's your application. So let's just be keen on such things such as deadline, making sure you actually read the instructions, and sending the correct thing is also very important. Like our one, Joy was saying, when you receive something and you don't actually understand, feel free to ask questions. Because I remember for this particular portfolios, we had almost a month, three weeks to a month to prepare. So in case anything was lost in translation or you had any question, it was good for you to actually just ask questions. So yeah, I'm just waiting on Odia and Valerie so that we can have the last two presentations. After that, we'll have our judges just deliberate, evaluate the different presentations they've seen, and then we'll have the top three. So today we've actually had quite a number of surprises. The first, I think, was the job opportunity that we posted. So we actually have a job opportunity that actually the deadline was 12. So I'm hoping that you guys stuck to the deadline and have already sent in the applications to the email address, freshare@immobilis.org. So yeah, that was a job opportunity for anyone who's interested, and it's time to dare and challenge yourself. So not everyone goes into the workplace knowing 100% of the job, but some of the things you learn in the job. Yeah, we've had this second surprise for the portfolios, and the top three winners actually get to win cash prizes. So we are very excited, and we hope we can also hold these competitions, hold these workshops more often, so that it can motivate and inspire more young. So let me just check on Odia and Valerie, and then can have their presentations. Sorry for the delay, just bear with us for a few minutes. So we have Valerie first. So she'll be presenting on screens. So welcome Valerie, and presentation, let us know more about your field.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Sorry, my name is Valerie Mbaka. I'm currently enrolled at MobiGirlz, and I'm doing the full stack development course. So on the screen we have my portfolio. So when you click on home, it's just basically an introduction on my name and my skills. Then on the about me, it explains about my age and some of the skills that I acquired by learning at MobiGirlz, and also the services that I offer. I can do web design, web development, also mobile app design and mobile app development. On portfolio, it shows some of the projects that I worked on. I created an e-commerce website, product landing page, JavaScript quiz game, also a JavaScript drawing, some social mobile apps, and a company website. But I didn't finish linking them to the specific projects. Then we also have a form where you can contact me. So basically, that's all about me. And while learning at MobiGirlz, I acquired skills like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and also Kotlin, which I used in creating the portfolio and also on the projects that I worked on. Then as the footer here, we have my email and also my phone number where you can contact me, and the social links where I'm found. Yeah, so basically that's it.
Thank you, Valerie, for your presentation. Maybe just a quick question.
Any question or comment here?
Yeah, Claire, you can hear me?
You can just resume what is it called, the portfolio? Do you need to see it, Joy?
Yes, it would be good if you could bring it back.
Oh, sorry, I might not have heard that. You were saying?
Yes, bring it back. Share the screen again.
Yeah.
But even as you do that, my question or my comment is around, so if you just scroll to the next level, the about me section, this font looks very small to me, and maybe because it's gray against a white background, it doesn't really stand out that well. So perhaps you could consider making it bigger or even just making it black.
Okay, I'm sure she's taking note of that. Thank you so much, Joy.
Maybe also I can comment.
Yes.
Thank you, Valerie, for the presentation. I love the use of icons in showing mobile apps design and like just icons. I loved that. Love that you have used like 2 colors. Maybe you can next time like do different shades of the red so that it's not red everywhere, but it can be like a lighter, warmer version of the shades. And then about like that you have used your photo, but maybe you can use a professional photo or have someone take you, not a selfie. And I think this one also you can use it for your, like when you create your profile on LinkedIn, while using a photo, you use someone that, or you allow someone to take you their photo or like have a professional photo. Yeah, I think that's what I would comment. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tabitha. Mercy and Joy, for the comments. Any other comments? Okay, I'm seeing nice, Valerie. Great, thank you so much. I hope you guys can hear us. I see someone was saying the audio is not stable, but I hope you guys can hear us. So now we are moving on to the final and last student, Odia Jepkirui. So far we've had Ivy, Marianne, Sonia, and Valerie. So far so good. Great job, guys. I truly hope that you're taking into account the different areas of improvement, the comments that you're getting from the judges. Even for you, the audience, kindly please feel free to give your comments to the ladies. Feel free to tell them what maybe they need to improve on. Thank you for always encouraging them. I'm seeing great job, good job. Please also feel free to offer your opinion on maybe an area that they can improve. And that would be really, really helpful. So let me stop sharing my screen, and then we can have our last and final. We can have our last and final students, so that now finally we can know who is the top three, who are the top three students. So just give me a few minutes as I ensure Odia now just presents our screen. So as we wait for Odia, sorry for this, let me just share a video. I think in 2 minutes we'll be able to share her screen. So let me just share a 2-minute video for now.
I learned about the program from my brother. He brought me a flyer, and that's how I learned about it. And the skills I've gained from here, I've learned how to code. I've learned graphic design.
My name is Lorraine. I can see whatever I've learned here for the 2 weeks, it's something that I didn't know when I came here, and I believe it's going to help me in future.
My name is Anne Bugwa. I'm an entrepreneur, but I've been in employment for the last 10 years.
My name is MacLeod Kivondo. I've been in the IT industry for the last 40 years. And I'm very excited with this MobiGirlz event that has taken place today.
For Erastus, I'm Managing Director at MegaCap Limited, where we do business strategy and management consultancy. I've been invited at MobiGirlz. It's an excellent program where they're training young Kenyan ladies on digital skills, software development, and digitizing the world, basically. The boot camp that I have just participated in has been quite impressive. The girls came up with projects that are going to solve real problems in the market.
My name is Angela Bilhawangui. I'm an economics student in the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. learned about MobiGirlz specifically through my sister, Susan Dagi. MobiGirlz has been nice. We have had really nice classes and lecturers, and I've really enjoyed the process. I would encourage other girls to actually join the program.
And now we are back, so we can have Odia to present.
Sorry for the interruptions. This is my portfolio, and as you can see here, there is homepage about portfolio, testimonials, and blog and contact. So
Maybe Odia, turn your camera on so we can see.
yeah. Yeah. Then about me, I'm a full stack developer with passion to build beautiful and user-friendly websites. I have a strong understanding of both front-end and back-end development, and I'm excited to put my clan and a team player. And I'm confident that I can be a value asset to any web development team. And here you can view my CV here. Then when you go to my skills, I have skills in HTML, Kotlin, Android Studio, and the others. Then here on my portfolio, when you click here, you can go to my GitHub account, where you can find my projects here, and I've only selected 3 of them, which here you can see my testimonials, what people say about me. Like Clancy says that when you start a website, it's not yet a trusted site, so you have to bring people to your trusted site so that you can build up the trust in your site. And Han said, web design is not just creating pretty layouts, it's about understanding marketing challenge behind your business. So on my blog, this is what I posted recently, and it starts from the recent post, which is this one. Then I started with this one, which it says what is WordPress and what it's used for. Then recently I posted this one, which says why do you need a responsive websites and how WordPress can help you. So here on my contact page, you can contact me and you can send a message. Here also you can click my Facebook account, and you can also communicate with me through my Facebook account, and that's all about my project.
Okay, thank you, Odia. Maybe we can take in questions or comments from the any don't stop sharing. Just go back to your portfolio, and then now we can take in questions. Go to your portfolio and then questions or comments. Share your portfolio. Yeah, it's just yeah, just share so that as our journalists are looking at it, we can see that comment. So any of the judges?
Could you just scroll through the site again quickly, Odia? Just scroll down, I see. I can't see anything moving. I'm asking for Odia to scroll through the site. I want to see something. Can you hear me? Okay, Odia, can you hear me? Just confirm if you can hear. You can nod your head.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. Just go back to your site and then scroll through it a bit. I want to see something. Okay. Just go to that place where I see there's like pricing information up a bit. So this is your how much you charge for specific services or something?
I researched about it and I decided to paste it there.
Okay, all right. Maybe what you can improve it for next time is if you're going to have this kind of a table, because you're probably selling to begin with to Kenyan customers, you can put it in Kenya shillings and then list down like specific, because I think this is just stock text that's here, like the default text. You could now actually list the services that you're offering.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other question from any other speaker? Okay, then we'll have our judges just deliberate and now let us know the top three students. So maybe we can just give them around 2 or 3 minutes. I know they've already done their ranking as we were going through the different presentations. So let's give our judges a few minutes. And then, so maybe you can stop sharing your screen. So let's give the judges around 2-3 minutes and then I can come back to just announce the top 3.
gained from here. I've learned how to code. I've learned graphic design.
My name is Lorraine. I can say whatever I've learned here for the 2 weeks, it's something that I didn't know when I came here, and I believe it's going to help me in future.
My name is Anne Bua. I'm an entrepreneur, but I've been in employment for the last 10 years.
My name is McLeod Rondo. I've been in the IT industry for the last 14 years, and I'm very excited with this MobiGirlz event that has taken place today.
Erastus, I'm managing director at MegaCap Limited, where we do business strategy and management consultancy. I've been invited at MobiGirlz. It's an excellent program where they're training young ladies, young Kenyan ladies on digital skills, software development, and digitizing the world basically. The boot camp that I have just participated in has been quite impressive. The girls came up with projects that are going to solve real problems in the market.
My name is Angela Bilhawangui. I am an economics student in the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. I learned about MobiGirlz specifically through my sister, Susan Dagi. MobiGirlz has been nice. We have had really nice classes and lecturers, and I've really enjoyed the process. I would encourage other girls to actually join the program.
So, girls, thank you very much. And please don't drop from the call. We are now going to the best part, announcement. As we wait for the judges, that's our speakers, to tally and tell us the winners. Maybe we can learn a thing or two about each other. Maybe, let's say, what you want to do. Maybe what you guys want to do, because I think most of you, you are from high school and you're joining campus, or some have joined campus. How many want to do a tech-related course and why? Maybe we can just share, we get to know each other. You can just unmute and speak. It's our platform. Okay, I think I might pick just one person randomly to scare. Take this as a, come on and pitch something. I'll just pick someone randomly, and please, if I mention your name, just unmute and say something. Just answer the question. Let's say Maureen Saitia. You have to take a brief. I'm sure you already know what you want to do in campus and why. Maureen, yes, you're unmuted.
Good afternoon. I want to do, I'm already doing data science at Moringa. It's a certificate course. So yeah, I enjoy tech and I'm learning a lot. Even here, thank you for having us.
Okay, thank you, Maureen. One last person, Felista Kenyanya, sorry. Felista. Okay, we tell you more about data science. Is that a question to the speakers or to us? Yes, Mabel, you raised your hand. You can unmute and speak.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for this webinar today. I was at Immobilis in 2018. I pursued mobile software development program. And then 2019, I did the Python program and the cybersecurity program. Later on, I proceeded to Kabarak University, did Bachelor of Science in IT. I just completed in December, waiting for graduation. And yeah, currently I'm just working on personal projects. At the same time, if there is anyone who is learning Ruby or knows anyone who is into Ruby, kindly share their contacts so that I can be able to network with them and at least be guided on what to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mabel. I can remember you now. Yes, Mabel was here a few years ago, and I'm really glad that she's still part of the MobiGirlz community. So yes, thank you, everyone. Let me take it back to Claire.
So thank you guys so much for being patient with us. We truly appreciate. Now the time has come to actually now finally know, our top 3 students But just to say that all the girls who submitted their portfolios and who have presented today have done an amazing and fantastic job. We truly, truly appreciate you. We truly appreciate the work that you're doing. Continue improving and continue working on portfolios. So I'm not sure if any of our, because I know our speakers needed to drop off, they had other engagements at 1 p.m. So I'm not sure if you have any of the speakers who can just present the top 3 students. Just confirm if Mercy you can. If you can't, it's okay, I can go ahead. Okay, I think they might be engaged in another call or another meeting. I wouldn't like to prolong the session after. I know we've gone a bit beyond time, but all is well. So I think please let's give a really huge round of applause to all the 5 who have presented today, because most of them, it was their first time presenting in any panel, and they've been able to present the ideas so well. So congratulations to all of you, the 5 of you. Yeah, so let me just announce the 3 winners. Is any other, because I think for Tabitha, I think had another call and Joy has already dropped off. So the 3rd student, so I'll start from number 3, number 2, number 1. So the second runners up, I was looking for that one. So the second runners up for today's portfolio competition is, I wish there were drum rolls or something. So the second runners up is Marianne Nabuire. So congratulations to you, Marianne. Great job, great job. Yeah, please clap. At least let's have some emojis. Let's clap on the Zoom. We need the icon for clapping. Please, guys, let's clap. So congratulations, Marianne. Then we have the first runners up for this portfolio competition is Sonia Njogu. So Sonia Njogu, well done. Great work. Yes, let's continue clapping for our ladies for doing such an amazing job. And the winner for the MobiGirlz Portfolio Competition 2023, the first ever that as MobiGirlz we have done, is, please make sure the emojis are even more now, even on the chat, everywhere, is Ivy Njoroge. So congratulations, guys. As we had mentioned, we are giving cash awards to our top 3 winners. So for these 3, I hope you, I'm not sure, I know Ivy Njoroge is the online in the online class, just a minute. But for Marianne and Sonia, please do come and see me either today or tomorrow. Please make sure you come and see me. As for Ivy, I will have a call with you, but congratulations to this year's winners. It was truly a job well done, and also great job to Valerie and to Odia, because they have done an amazing job. This is not going to say that they didn't do a good job. They did an amazing job, and there's always a next time for more people to win, for more people to connect. I am truly grateful. So now I'd like to invite our chairperson for the MobiGirlz committee, Mary Mwihaki, to just give a vote of thanks for this particular webinar, and then from there we can close off. Karibu, Mwihaki.
Hello everyone. I hope you guys are okay. Thank you so much for staying in put from 10 until now. Clap for yourselves wherever you are. My name is Mwihaki Njogu. I'm privileged to be the chair of MobiGirlz committee, and we've had an amazing session. I'd like to thank Immobiliz for this opportunity, because investing in girls in tech is something we don't see many people do, but Immobiliz, you're here investing in us and giving us opportunities to strive and become better at everything we do. I'd also like to thank Claire, Susan, Miriam, and all staff behind the scenes for making the day a success. Thank you so much for staying put and facilitating the session. Special thanks to our speakers who've also doubled up as our judges. That is to Mercy, who talked so much about imposter syndrome and mentorship, to Joy, who's let us know how to prepare for the job market, and to Tabitha, who's really talked about stepping up into impossibilities even when with doubt. And then special congratulations to our top 5. You girls have done amazing, amazing, amazing. I can imagine the butterflies you had to even wait to be announced and to even present, but you have done amazing, and congratulations to you. And to all of us, I hope we have learned 1 or 2 things from them. To MobiGirlz committee, thank you so much for mobilizing for even this event and for being in touch with each other and trying to organize this and now making it a success. To all MobiGirlz, I see we even have MobiGirlz alumni in the building. Thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you so much for celebrating this special day with us. And also thank you so much because I know you're going to do tremendous things as girls in ICT. And special thanks to God, of course, for giving us this opportunity to attend the session, giving us this special platform where one day we can be asked, what do we have in common? And perhaps the answer will be, went to Immobilize together. So that's really an opportunity I wouldn't take for granted. And God bless you all and have an amazing afternoon.
Thank you so much, Mihaki. That was beautiful. Thank you for acknowledging everyone. So thank you all once again for joining this call. Please make sure to join our WhatsApp group so that you can get more information on events, activities, workshops, everything about MobiGirlz. Our work is truly to inspire you and more young women to join the ICT field. I would not go without saying thank you to God and thank you to each one of you. Thank you, Mercy, Tabitha, Joy, and everyone on this call. We'll just have my team just put up the WhatsApp link in case anyone missed it so that you can get more about MobiGirlz and the activities we plan. So without further ado, I'd like to officially close off our webinar and competition today. Thank you all for joining and feel free to leave at your own leisure. I was your moderator, Claire Karani. Thank you guys, bye.